Alright, so a vegetarian goes to the butcher. What that means? It means that basically I needed to have someone tell me what everything was and identify the chicken quarters. This is a big piece of meat. What I'd like to do today is cut it into two pieces, the drumstick and the thigh, and then weigh them and see how much of a meal they'll be. So Trooper needs to get about 14.4 ounces a day, and these I approximated from the website would be a little bit more than what he needs. So we'll see what that means, and if it's a little bit more, we'll cut off a little, make it perfect, or see if the next couple meals are a little bit less, because overall, at the end of the week, it's all going to even out. We just want to make sure you're not consistently giving them too much or too little. And then if I'm giving him too little, I'll just plan to train him with training treats, which will make up the difference. So here goes. So we flip it over here, we can see this line of fat tells us where the drumstick is, and you can see the joint there. And so what I'm going to do is just cut down into there and then pull it apart. And there are good directions online on how to do this, or if you know how to do this already, you probably think this might look a little foolish. But this is my demonstration of a complete novice figuring out how to prepare food for her dog. Alright, it's a little harder than it looks on the video. Wow! Wow! Look at that! Neat! So that must have been the joint. That's the joint right there. Because there's no cutting to separate that. There's the cartilage around it. That came out. That's intact. A better knife and cutting setup would probably facilitate a smoother process. But this is a learning process, and I'll get better at it over time. So there we go. It's a drumstick. Haven't held one of these in about 7 years. So you can see our dog working at this. He's going to get bone, jaw exercise. There's a lot of meat here. Looks awesome. So this drumstick weighs 8.6 ounces, which is good. It's a little bit more than half of what he needs a day. So I give this to him for breakfast. He needs something approximately this size for dinner, but a little bit less. And so I imagine this is going to weigh a lot more than that. This is 15 ounces. This is actually what he should eat in one day. So this is awesome to know. So if I give him a drumstick for breakfast and a drumstick for dinner, he's getting what he needs. Or I can just give him this once a day. The other side of that is I can cut this into 2 more pieces, well, I can try, and this would be a breakfast and a dinner. This is incredible. 1 chicken quarter feeds 3 meals for my dog. Now that's going to differ for your dog. If you have a standard size Australian Shepherd, you're not going to get quite the amount of meals out of 1 quarter. But that means you also would have been feeding more with dry food anyway, so you're used to a higher food bill. Now what I'm doing is just cutting around what I imagine would be halfway. Part of this is going to be the back, and part of it's going to be the thigh, if I understand correctly. Neat! Alright, so here's half of it on the scale. It's 7 ounces. That's almost exactly half of his daily need. And then this, check out that joint. That's so cool. Is 8 ounces. So awesome. I could give him breakfast and dinner, and this would be a meal. And then I still have a drumstick left over. So in this bag are 7 quarters. That means I'm going to have 7 meals plus 3.5. So each quarter minus this drumstick will be a day's feed. So I guess I'll have 14 meals. And then I'll pull the drumstick off of everyone, and that'll give me 7 more drumsticks, which equals 7 meals, which is 3.5 days worth of feed. Incredible! That's incredible for the value and the quality of food. It's amazing. Now, if you were to get this in the ground-up form at the vet or the butcher, they actually offer this as dog food and as a ground-up form. You're going to pay a lot more. At Petco, a 1-pound sausage of ground-up dog food, so ground raw food, I think it's called the barf diet, was $6. $6! And so for 2 meals, each one, Trooper would get about half a pound a day, would be a $3 meal. This is going to cost me about 40 cents for a meal. That's incredible! Incredible. Alright, so I'm just going to get working and cut up the rest of these. means Jupiter and I will be set for 10 to 12 days worth of food. I'll go get more later. I'm really excited. I'll let you know how it goes.